Hello friends, welcome to the channel. This is the video related to your desktop repairing. This is a CPU of desktop. I have shown the parts inside the desktop in previous video, and once again I am going to review about the parts. This is the power supply. Okay, and this is the, here you can see this is the fan, the red part, the big red part inside this is called motherboard, and at the top this is DVD, this is the hard disk, and on the motherboard there should be a RAM. There is no RAM. I'm okay, let me see a RAM for you. I'm going to bring a RAM. Okay, wait for some time. Okay, here is a RAM. You can see this is a RAM. It is also a memory of computer. So you can see the components inside a CPU box are, the main components are the power supply, the motherboard, this is the hard disk, this is the DVD. So I want to show you how to, let's say, disassemble these components. Okay, at first let's remove the power supply. If you want to remove this power supply, then turn it back and remove the screws. You can see here you have four screws placed in the back side. So remove all these screws. Keep the screws at safe place. The assemble and disassemble process of desktop computer is very easy. It's not so tough. So if you have any computer at your home, then you can practice it. But first watch the video very carefully so that you can do the works very gently. Okay, I have removed all this screw. You can see this is moving. I am holding this power supply, and now you can take the power supply out. Okay, the power supply is out now, and remove the connectors of the power supply from the motherboard. It is connected to the motherboard and the hard disk. Okay, the power supply is out now, and to remove the DVD, you can find some screws here, but in this case I haven't put any screw over here, so it is, I can push it outside and pull it. This way you can take the DVD out. And to take out this hard disk, remove the screws. There are some screws placed. You can see here are two screws placed. So remove these screws. Hold the hard disk, because after removing a screw it may fall down. So better hold the hard disk with one hand. But there are some support below the hard disk. So now screw is removed and you can pull it, but it's not coming out because one screw is placed in behind. So I have to remove this cover of another side as well. I have taken out the screw and remove the cover, and you can see a screw is placed over here. So I have to remove this screw so that I can take out the hard disk. The screw is removed now, and now the hard disk is in my hand. You can see here This is the hard disk of this computer. You can see its capacity is written over here. So it's 160 GB hard disk, and at the top you can see WD. This is the Western Digital, the company of manufacturer of the hard disk. And here you can see the connectors. This is a SATA. This type of the hard disks having such connectors are called SATA hard disks. This small part, this small connector is for data cable, and this is for power cable. This is a cable. You can see here, this is a SATA cable. You have to put this SATA cable on this connector, and the power cable. And this is the power cable. Here you can see it. This power cable, it has two placed in here. The two connectors, one is for power cable and another is for data. The bigger one is for power cable, and the smaller one is for SATA cable. In data cable, this type of hard disk is called SATA hard disk. The hard disk having such connectors. You can see such connectors are called SATA hard disks, and for SATA hard disks you have to use such type of cables. Okay, there are two types of hard disks. One is called SATA, one is called PATA. PATA is another type of hard disk. So this is SATA hard disk. Okay, and now I have taken out the hard disk and DVD as well. So now it's time to take out the motherboard. So inside motherboard you can see some screws. So first remove all these screws. After removing screws, you can easily take out the motherboard from the casing. It's very easy, it's not so tough. You can practice it. If you have any faulty computer, then you can assemble or disassemble the parts very easily. The desktop computers are not so popular these days because most of the people are using laptops, but it is very strong computer in compared to laptop. Okay, then screw. Okay, there is a screw. You can work many hours continuously in a desktop computers. So in most of the offices, laptops are still very popular. Okay, one more screw is there. You have to remove all the screws, because if there is any screw, then it will not come out. Okay, this is the motherboard. You can see it. This is called motherboard of computer. So inside any computer, this is empty casing. You can see it. And inside the casing, first you have to put this motherboard, and this is the hard disk, and this is the power supply. This is the power supply, and this is the DVD. So, and this is the RAM. So these are the parts inside a desktop computer, and this is, here you can see, this is the fan. Inside the fan you can see some metallic part. Metallic part is placed. It is called heatsink. The below below the fan, the